Welcome to Pro Mixing and Mastering. Today I'm gonna teach you how to mix fire worship vocals.
Jesus, you are my life. Yesu, 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 Yesu ni moyo wanga. Ngati Yesu kuna libe ine moyo wanga ni mabuto ine. Yesu, Yesu ni moyo wanga.
I'm gonna teach you why this vocal sounds like this.
Jesus, you are my life. Yesu, 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 Yesu ni moyo wanga. Ngati Yesu kuna libe ine moyo wanga ni mabuto ine. Yesu, Yesu ni moyo wanga.
The first thing that I did, as you can see, the vocals are a little bit, the dynamics are a little bit higher, and that's not a problem, especially when you know how to control all these. First thing first, worship vocals need a subtle auto-tune, little auto-tune, small amount of auto-tune. As you can see, I've set this auto-tune on 35, and this is why the vocals are a little bit smoothened up like that. So to bring out the smoothness of the vocals, I had to put the return speed at 35. My keys D scale is major, the rest are just turned off, and then I put my input type to soprano. Soprano works better, especially when you want to smoothen up the vocals. Then the next thing, to make the vocal a little bit bigger and just to smoothen it up a little bit, I had to throw in maximizer, but this time I had to drop down the optimization. When you crank it up all the way like this, the vocals sound cranky, but there is that crankiness to the vocals. But to reduce that, I had to take it all the way to bring it down a little bit, around 35, somewhere there, 35.5, and then I put on soft clip. That's all. Then I also had to just reduce the output just a little bit, minus 0.5. That's what I did to the vocals. And then inside the vocals, the worship vocals, I had to smoothen them up just a little bit by adding pitch and wah, or putting them in the right key where they were supposed to be. So just like that. Check out the video that I did on that. And then after that, I had to come to the output. I want you to follow me up, because there's a lot that I'm going to show you guys. Group number 1, I had to put in throw in FabFilter. Now whenever you are mixing worship songs, your cut doesn't have to be too much. So as you can see, this time it's not all the way up to here, it's just a little bit of that low end frequency cut. I just cut a little. Then around 200 I cut just a little, around 746 just a little of those frequencies make a difference. And this time I am not boosting the highs, I am cutting down the highs, and this is why the vocals sound smoother. Now watch what is gonna happen when I try to raise this up. So I don't want the vocals to have that sharpness, so I had to cut down the lows to make it warm and soft. A very powerful trick, right? Yeah. The next thing that I did was throw in a compressor compress the vocal, of course. Makeup gain cranked up all the way to 9.0. Then ratio 2, just a little bit. Threshold 28. But there is something that I want to show you. My analysis is on 68. I wanted the vocal to be smooth and silk, so I just wanted it to like be wet in the background. My release is on 500 on the middle, and then my attack is very fast. Whenever you want to achieve that worship vocal, smooth worship vocal, you just have to use those compression settings. Then the next thing that I added was Virtual Mix Rack, and this time I just used this. I used a compressor, the Virtual Mix Rack compressor, to smoothen the vocal even more by taking my release to 2, my attack to 2 as well, and my threshold to 25, then my ratio to 2.5, and then this time my circuit is on 2, transformer is turned on. Then to smoothen it up and just make it warmer, I had to use the LMF, and I took this down to -3, and then this was taken down to 956 hertz, and then the LF had to be, I had to take it to -1.71, and then this side 186 hertz. That's basically what I did. Then now after that, I had to use Pro Q again, an EQ to warm the vocal even more. And this time, whenever you want to like warm it up more, you just come around 611.25 hertz, -1.72, just a little bit makes this huge difference.
Yesu kuna libe ine moyo wanga ni mabuto ine.
So you're seeing two compressors working together. We have this area 746, but this time I'm cutting down around 611.25 dB, and all this makes the vocal to sound really smooth and soft. Then the next thing that I had to add was a de-esser on the S's. Though the de-esser works on the S's, there's just certain things that the de-esser adds to the vocals. So I gave it a little bit of that threshold, -14.73, and then the range 13.13 dB. As you can see, just where the S's are. Without this, it's a little bit more, but now much better, right? And then next, after de-essing, after compression and EQing, I threw in my favorite denoiser, works all the time, medium. I set it on medium, and just taking out that background or floor noise, and this really does a lot of job. Then now there is something that I want to show you. When you go to my output, let's go to the output. The output, this is why the engineers or those who made Cubase had to put up output. My output, I have multi-band compressor. This is what I want to show. I wanted to show you a very big secret. Multi-band compressor. I'm just using band number 1 and this other band number 6. 1 2 3 4 and 4. So what I'm doing now is just giving it that low end, and that low end is what is making the vocals have that warmth. So just a little bit, I raised it up a little bit, my threshold -24.5, ratio 2.0, and then the highs just to give everything that sheen. So I had to give the highs just a little bit, 15.0, ratio 2.0, just a little bit to make everything just sound nice. And then from there, I had to add another EQ for everything, and this time it was a little bit of cutting. All right, I just had to like cut some of that all together. Low frequency and just subtle a little bit, and then I had to throw in expander, 35% expander, to make everything, to just widen up everything, but not too much, just a little bit. And then I had to throw in a limiter just to limit those transients and limit up everything. And from here, this is why the vocals sound like that. I can just do those minor things, then I can still like take it up for mastering. But if it sounds good, well, there's just certain sounds whereby I do not even master them. If they sound good, I just let them be like that. So I can just do a sample mastering from there, and everything's just gonna sound great.
Yesu kunalibe ine moyo wanga ni mabuto ine Yesu ni moyo wanga kwa bula imwe mwe Yesu tapale vyondi tapali.
Now to space up these vocals, I had to use an EFX plugin, and this plugin that I'm using for worship vocals is called Reverb 32. This is a very good plugin when it comes to spacing up vocals and just taking them in the background so they can really sound professional. And apart from that, I am also using double delay, that doubler effect you keep hearing in the background to make vocals sound good, is brought about by these two plugins. The first one is Reverb 32, this one right here.
In my life, there is nothing I can do.
So all this is brought about by Reverb 32. If you ever want to get that surround feel and spaced up worship vocals, use Reverb 32 and let your weight be all the way to somewhere here, and then from there control this using your sends. As you can see, it's the weight is all the way down, but this side it's only on negative 19.36, which is not too much. So you can crank it up all the way, but make sure you control it this side. This is why you have to always use sends FX or creating FX rather than just throwing your reverb into the groups. Make sure you create a send effect. So basically this is how I created this surround and spaced vocals. I hope this video has helped you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.